We don't really want to scare you, but there are incidents happening out there that simply have no explanation. From disturbing missing persons cases to unknown creatures to disturbing apparitions in the sky. What would you do if you experienced something that no one believed? Let's dive together into a world that once again makes us realize how little we know about the secrets and mysteries around us. Bizarre flying objects. Anyone who looked up into the sky in San Clemente, California in April of this year witnessed a strange occurrence there. High above the city, a strange something moved through the air, which immediately gave rise to the wildest speculations. In the photo, which was posted on the web shortly afterwards, we can see that it is a round, shimmering structure. For one half of the users, it was immediately clear that we were dealing with an extraterrestrial spaceship. The other half pointed out that the flying saucer looks more like an ordinary balloon on closer inspection. But no matter who or what was really captured on camera, it is undisputed that the flight behavior leaves us with raised eyebrows. It almost looks as if the object is being pulled through the sky on a straight string. Even stranger, the video footage is strongly reminiscent of another structure filmed from a private aircraft sometime earlier. This time, the incident occurred over the city of Columbia, South Carolina. While the flying object is somewhat different in shape from the other, it chases past the occupants of the plane at high speed. The next clip proves that the phenomena in the sky are sometimes overly different from each other. While the hikers are enjoying the idyllic nature and walking through the picturesque canyons, their eyes suddenly fall on two strange points of light in the clouds. Towards the end of the video, one of the 2 points literally vanishes into thin air. In the same breath, however, the other speeds away at breakneck speeds until it can no longer be seen. The viewers loudly express their astonishment, but what could they have seen? Which objects known to us exhibit such peculiar patterns of movement? Or is it possible that the luminous points in the sky do not originate from Earth at all? Inexplicable noises. Actually, one could think that 40 years are enough time to crack a mystery. However, a look at the two newspaper articles printed in 1977 and 2017 proves otherwise, because in fact, both reports deal with unexplained banging noises heard by thousands of people around the globe. Published in the Washington Post, the article from the 70s tells of a series of massive explosions at high altitudes that have terrified residents of New Jersey and South Carolina for several weeks. There was no official explanation at the time, but all the more theories. These ranged from meteorite showers to explosions on an oil platform to top-secret military experiments. Even Steven Spielberg's name was thrown into the ring. Maybe the director is working on a new science fiction movie. The report that appeared in the New York Post 40 years later takes a very similar line. While the frightening noises appeared throughout the U.S., most of them were heard on the East Coast. Some residents in Alabama even notified police, having noticed a suspicious noise they described as a loud bang. Other residents spoke out on Twitter and told of a deafening noise that made the whole house shake. But even in this case, the police and experts simply couldn't, or wouldn't, simply could not explain the true background of the events. The National Weather Service in Birmingham, Alabama merely announced, "There is nothing on the radar or satellites to indicate a large fire or smoke. The United States Geological Survey has no evidence to suggest an earthquake. We have no answer and can only hypothesize. 1. The sonic boom from airplanes, or 2nd, a meteorite from the current Leonid shower." UFOs on the moon? We really don't want to make any surreptitious advertising, but the following shots of the moon show impressively how amazing the 83x megazoom of the Nikon P900 is. However, at this point, it's not about the technological features of a digital camera at all, but about what was captured on picture with its help. The creator of the video said about the unique shot, "Last night I filmed the full moon with my Nikon P900 and caught 2 UFOs hovering over the lunar surface. Just before the image blurs, you can see the first object flying from left edge of the frame to the right. However, it doesn't move straight. It seems to almost stop at one point, then to fly a curve. It then disappears from the field of view. The second UFO starts from the right and also moves on a curved path before it is no longer visible. I don't think a satellite moves like that. the monster hunter. On June 5, 2019, the U.S. government released an FBI file that is inevitably tied to an exciting question. How much do those in charge really know about the fabled Bigfoot? Self-proclaimed monster hunter Peter Byrne approached the FBI with a letter in August 1976. In it, he wanted to know if the security agency was in possession of tissue or hair samples that may have belonged to a Bigfoot. Why Peter suspected this, however, he left open. He only emphasized how important the matter was to him. About 2 weeks later, the Bigfoot researcher received a standard reply. There was no known evidence of such samples. However, Peter did not want to be fobbed off so easily, which is why he took the initiative himself. He asked if it was possible to have about 15 hairs attached to a tiny piece of skin analyzed. Peter himself, despite his many years of experience, simply could not explain which animal the strange fur sample came from. And indeed, his persistence was to pay off. In 1977, the hairs were examined in a laboratory. The subsequent evaluation, however, must have been quite sobering for Peter. If one follows the appropriate letter, then the hair came from an ordinary deer. Furthermore, it was said that the submitted hairs would be sent back to Peter together with the letter. However, this is where things start to get strange. Contrary to the published FBI files, Peter stiffly claims to have received neither a reply letter nor the hairs. Therefore, some believe that the documents were deliberately manipulated to keep the true test results under wraps. John Lima. John Lima is one of those people reported missing on the FBI's official homepage. In fact, there has been no trace of John for almost 18 years. The last time the then 26-year-old was seen was on the evening of October 28, 2005, when he had left his girlfriend's apartment in the city of Chelsea in the state of Massachusetts. That night, John's mother, Maria, heard a car door slam and saw her son's vehicle parked in the driveway. She assumed that John had returned home around 2 a.m., but a few hours later, she was shocked to discover that there was no trace of her son. The strange thing here, however, was the fact that the wallet, car keys, cigarettes, and lighter were all on John's bed. However, the bedroom window had been open, leaving the bedroom door unlocked. The car was still parked in front of the house, and John's shoes were on the doormat in the garage. At first, John's family assumed he was going to spend the weekend with friends and would be in touch soon. After all, Halloween was coming up. But after John still showed no sign of life 2 days later and didn't show up at work, his relatives knew something was wrong. So it was that John was reported missing to the Middleton Police Department. As part of the investigation, many friends, acquaintances, and officers came to the Lima family home to participate in the search. However, because heavy snowfall had occurred in the area, investigators were unable to uncover any potential leads. Not even the tracking dogs were able to pick up John's scent. The only clue remained as the open window in the bedroom. Officers attempted to locate the young man's cell phone. However, they discovered it had been turned off around 2 a.m., the night Mary heard the car in the driveway. Officers believe it is likely that John climbed out of the window to meet someone. But who that might have been and why the missing man left the house head over heels, leaving all his personal belongings behind, is uncertain. Boy in the box. To conclude our video, we'll show you another case that investigators cut their teeth on for 65 years. On February 25, 1957, a grisly find was recorded in Philadelphia. Someone had dumped the body of a little boy in a cardboard box. Officers then analyzed the crime scene, examined the body, combed through documents, and interviewed potential witnesses and suspects. But unfortunately, all efforts were fruitless, which is why the unknown child continued to be referred to only as the boy in the box. Exhumation and DNA analysis conducted in 1998 also yielded no matches. In fact, it would take until December 2022 before the young victim finally regained his name: Joseph Augustus Zarelli. In fact, thanks to technological advances, it was possible to create a complete DNA profile, which was then matched against the genetic databases. So we now know that Joseph was 4 years old at the time of his death. However, the case is far from closed. The question of the murderer still remains unanswered. One lead leads to a woman who stated in 2002 that her mother had adopted a boy in the 1950s. The boy was kept in the cellar and repeatedly subjected to terrible abuse. One day, the mother killed the child after he threw up in the bathtub. She then took the body away and put it in a cardboard box. But unfortunately, the investigation could not bring to light any evidence for this story. John's fate remains unsolved. Thank you for watching our video to the end. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons to learn more about the mysterious events and missing person cases soon. Before you take a look at the other videos in the credits, we need your opinion. How do you explain the strange objects filmed in the sky? Does the moon harbor a secret civilization? We are curious about your comment. And with that, we say ciao and see you next time.